Hey guys, welcome back to Easy Life. Today we're going to be continuing back with the International Championship on Career Mode Snooker 19, where we were about to beat Jamie Clark by 6 frames to 0. Sorry, Rhys Clark by 6 frames to 0. Well, not really, but it should be 6-0. I mean, we haven't played too well in some of the frames, but we played well in others. Let's have a little look how the rest of this qualifier gets on. I'd like to qualify for this. I mean, I don't see Rhys making much of a comeback from this sort of deficit. I mean, what is he? He's 4 down with 7 to play. It's quite a long way back, 4-0. So here we are. Frame 5, I'm breaking off. I'm feeling much more in the mood to play Snooker 19 than I was earlier. I think a bit frustrated in this in the other session I was recording. But I'm feeling much more calm and relaxed now. I'm ready to make a century break. Just filming one video this session, I think. I don't really intend to film too many. This is... Don't want to dive into the European Masters today. Obviously to you that don't really make a difference. You'll see it tomorrow anyway. So long as I decide to carry on filming. That would have been like a really good pot. You know. The in-off, I don't want to talk about in-offs. It cost me badly against Trump, the ace. You know, if Trump was a funny guy, I think they might call him the Joker in the pack, because, you know, he's pretty... His name goes so well to be a pack of cards, you know. His name's Trump Penny, so, like, top Trump, obviously, that's where his name comes from. Ace in the pack. Fairly obvious. It'd be good Joker in the pack. Wonder if anybody's ever had that nickname. Judd the Joker. Maybe that's his nickname for Jack Lazowski. Or maybe that's Jack Lazowski's nickname for him, I don't know. They're the very best of friends, you know. Very sweet friendship they've got.
He's taking it on.
And you wouldn't think... It's funny, because you wouldn't think that two snooker players who are supposed to be rivals, you wouldn't think that they're such good friends, they're so close. That's what's funny about it. You might think I'm being a bit silly, but in the old days they didn't really used to be like that. I don't think Hendry and Jimmy were as close as Judd and Jack. I mean, Hendry and Jimmy's actually a very good example to represent Judd and Jack, because I feel like Judd represents Hendry, the guy who always wins, and obviously this is a smaller scale because they were World Championship finals, Hendry and Jimmy, but whereas Judd and Jack is just any old final, and Jack represents Jimmy. He can't win a tournament and he's being robbed of it by Judd. As it happens, Judd is his best friend, although I don't think that means that Judd will take mercy on him at all. No mercy. That is the motto. That is the motto that is the motto of Cobra Kai Karate. If you've watched The Karate Kid, I'm sure you might have done. Very good films. Very good 3 films, I'd say. Very good follow-up series that they're doing at the moment, Cobra Kai.
9.
But yeah, that's not what this series is about. This snooker series, of course, it's not about karate, but the same principles apply with any sport. If you could call karate a sport, but same principle, no mercy.
Playing this with a lot of power.
Snooker players don't pity each other, do they? Judd might pity Jack, but they are too good a friendship not to pity each other. Meanwhile, I'm feeling in the mood for a century. Like, I really feel like putting on my best now. Like, forget that it's just a measly qualifier event. Who cares? There's more to life than just titles and beating players like Trump, or as Davis once called him, Tramp. I don't know if you ever heard it. It was a long time ago, back in 2013 or something. Yeah, I remember it was so funny. Judd was playing and Steve Davis accidentally said Judd Tramp. It did make me laugh. I mean, Judd Tramp, really?
50.
But yeah, it was funny. It was a funny moment in snooker history. It was like the most memorable. It's the only reason I watch snooker is because of Steve Davis being an idiot or saying things like that. And obviously Judd wouldn't have seen it unless he watched it on replay or whatever, because he was playing. He was definitely playing. It was the semi-finals. They were showing his match, like live, I think. Like, it was the one table setup. I think he was playing Ronnie. Those were the days when Ronnie could actually beat Judd, and I mean Ronnie beat him with a year away from snooker. I don't know how. I mean, that was like, 2012, 2013. That was when I really started to just get into snooker. That's when I started to watch it and started to see what it was. That's when I got into it, basically. So that was the first full World Championship I'd watched, I think. I watched a bit in 2012 World Championship, but I didn't watch all of it. I only watched that's when I started finding snooker interesting. That's when I got into it. But the first full World Championship I watched was 2013. Like, I hadn't seen O'Sullivan for an entire year. I only watched the 3 tournaments, the 3 main BBC events.
29.
Yeah. They were really entertaining. And I mean, I kind of didn't... I kind of wasn't... So you know, when you watch that much snooker, I was only a kid then. I was only like 6 or 7. I hardly understood anything that well. I can't have been more than 7 years old back then. Yeah, I would have been 7 in April 2013.
Well, he's playing this into the left middle pocket.
I think. I didn't really understand the significance of Sullivan's victory. I mean, it's a massive feat to pull off. I mean, man, he was a good player. You can't deny it. Taking a year off snooker and then just winning like that. I mean, he's a good player. Obviously, he won it in 2012. That's when I first saw him play. And I kind of just never thought about not supporting Ronnie, really. He was just my favourite. You know? Yeah, I remember in 2013 he played Hawkins in the final. I remember watching that. That was entertaining.
What a top pot that was. Great technique.
Hawkins makes me laugh. I mean, the commentators reckon he expresses very little emotion. I always think he looks like he's going to cry. It's quite amusing. We nickname him the Baby Barry, because he looks like he's going to cry like a baby sometimes. I mean, I suppose we've got no real proof for calling him a baby. He's never done anything. He's never cried or anything. He always just looks like he has the.
Going for the left corner pocket.
And he looks like he's going to cry. And I suppose he almost. I mean, you know, you don't have any hair either. It makes him look a bit more like a baby. Baby Barry. No, but if you're going to give evidence for any player being a baby, and I think even they've acknowledged it themselves, it's Kyron Wilson. He knows himself that he's well known for crying. I mean, now that's evidence for accusing somebody of appearing babyish. But you know, it means a lot to him. I mean, I was surprised that he didn't cry last year in the World Championship final. I was joking about it. I thought maybe there'd be a flood. If he won, he'd obviously going to cry if he wins. I mean, it's an emotional thing. I mean, Alex Higgins cried when he won, and that was his second title, you know. It's a big thing, I'm sure. I could imagine him crying if he won. But I'm surprised he didn't cry that when he lost. But by the way he was talking, I think he'd gone into that evening session knowing he was going to lose, because he was 17-8 behind. I mean, he was just waiting to be beaten. He knew it. He was never going to win from 17-8. I mean, nobody comes back from that deficit. Yes, players can win 10 frames in a row, whatever, but they can win 10 in a row when they can afford to lose from frames. Like Hendry did it like once in 1992 or something against Jimmy. They were showing at the Crucible Classic matches last year. Hendry did it against Jimmy from 14-8 down, I think, and he won 18-14. But that, like I said, no. He didn't feel the pressure to have to win all the frames. Probably, I don't know. Well, maybe in his head he thought he had to win all the frames. Maybe he had that mindset of he probably did have the mindset of he can't lose. I mean, you don't win 7 World Championship titles for just just like that. You got to have a strong mindset, but.
And that effectively shuts out his opponent.
But yeah, he's a good player.
61.
Hendry is. And I think Jimmy just crumbled at the end.
Playing for the middle pocket.
I think that's two different breed of players. Jimmy had never won the title before. Hendry had. Kyron, and the last year, Kyron had never won the title before. O'Sullivan, obviously 5 world titles before him, before that one. So O'Sullivan was the experienced player, and he ain't going to lose 10 in a row. O'Sullivan don't shy away from the finish line. Like I've seen players do it. I've seen Barry Hawkins do it a few times. He did it at the Tour Championship this year against O'Sullivan. Who else shies away from the finishing line? Tian Peng Fei, you could argue. That match, I'm not just talking about that match against Higgins this year. Forget that one. That wasn't. Higgins played all right in the end to beat him. He didn't play all right. He played good snooker to beat him in the end. Higgins agrees himself. He didn't play good snooker in that match. He played rubbish. And he thinks Tian should have taken advantage. I was shocked by the Williams scoreline, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Tian here. Yeah, at the Maguire match in 2019. I don't know if anybody remembers. That was the most. If there's a worse way to lose a match than the way Tian lost that match, I don't know what it is. But man, he should not have shied away. You were 7-9 in front. Opponent needs snookers. I mean, come on, Tian. You may have been unlucky, but that's pretty low. And 7-9 in front. I can't talk. I lost a match from 9-6 up on a decider. I mean, obviously on a decider. In a first to 10, but it was I didn't even mind by the time I'd got to the decider that I'd lost. It was the most enjoyable deciding frame I'd ever played. Like, it wasn't a decider I felt I should have lost. I played better snooker than my opponent. Like, I don't know if my opponent would agree. He made a break of 11. I made a couple of breaks of 12. Like, that's really high standard for us. We barely make a break of 10. We barely make a break of 10. Like, 2 breaks of 12 to still lose the frame indicates a very high standard.
82.
So yeah. Meanwhile, I'm on the cusp here of the prophecy becoming true. You know what the prophecy is?
So want this to drop into the centre.
It's 2 words. Take a guess. First word begins with C. The second one B. Century break. 88. Just 12 points away. 2 pots from my highest break. If I go in off here, I'll be distraught. I'm obviously not playing for the in-off. You could see the logic in that, can't you? Favourable kiss. The shot that oh my god! If I'd said that, I would have had to censor it out. But the shot that I despise. I won't say the word itself because it's a bit of a rude word. The shot from the shot to get to the yellow. I've messed it up a few times
Having a go at the yellow.
in the last few frames, so much so that I really don't want to mess it up again, and I've messed it
I'm
up.
not sure what happened there, but that's a poor shot.
Why is that a poor shot? It ain't that poor of a shot. Right, here goes. Round the Frankie Boy angles, right.
Just the colours to go.
For the life of me, I cannot do a century break. This is my highest so far, put it that way. 93 break is very, very handsome indeed. You can't begrudge me for that, come on. You can't say that I haven't put up a good show. If I pot this, then every credit. Oh! Oh! That was close for 93. That's a new record on career mode for me. I'm really happy with that break. But man, that shot has screwed me up more than once now. Ah, very nice break of 93. Well, I've got one more frame in this match and playing like that. Ah, controller's DC'd. Well, it's back now. DC'd standing for disconnected if you didn't know. I'm just using Troy's language. That's what he calls it, DC'd. Oh dearie me, what a break-off he's played there. Man, that's a break-off shot. That's a blaming awesome shot. Woo! Yeah, I've left him on. What's Jamie going to pull out? Sorry, Rhys going to pull out here. I mean,
1.
it would help if he wasn't called Clark as well. If they weren't both... Okay, their surnames are spelled differently, but who cares? It's only one letter. I mean, they're pronounced the same, aren't they? Clarky. You don't call him Jamie Clarky, do you? What a crap player.
Rhys Clark.
I'm sorry, mate, if you're watching. Hopefully he's not. Don't tell him I said that, by the way. I fancy my chances for this, I really do. Like, maybe it does sound arrogant. You've already seen enough arrogance from me for one game, I think. I've missed another double, but I've left him on. But, you know, he'll probably miss in a few shots' time.
He'll be disappointed with
You know, I might just concede this frame because I fancy a 147 so badly.
1.
I think he might win this one, you know, because I'd love to see how much I'm going to struggle. You know, I'm not going to lose from this position. I mean, if it was Jamie Clark, then I'd be scared because, you know, he did come back from 5-0, as I mentioned, against O'Neill.
Rhys Clark.
I mean, I wouldn't say O'Neill's the best player in the world. I mean, I've never really seen him myself.
He'll be trying to
But
reduce
he's not a player I
risk
consider to be fantastic. He's not a player who's got 20 major events that I've heard of. They've done anything big. I mean, I don't mean to insult him and his fans. Sorry for your favourite... Very sorry if your favourite player is Jamie O'Neill, or you like him or whatever, but he's not a player who I've never seen play or really care about that much. So, sorry guys. For me, player of the season, or, well, not player of the season, obviously it's John Trump, but player who's done really well this season, I feel, is Jamie Jones. You know, a lot of Jamies.
9.
Jamie Clark, Jamie Jones, Jamie, what was his name? Jamie O'Neill. Jamie and Rhys Clark, you know. not a Jamie, but might as well be. Oh my god, he's got a lead in this frame. I don't think he can do a century now.
16.
Oh no, the little git's just robbed me of it.
Well, he's taking the red on.
Oh, I'm still going to win this one. So no century, I might as well not bother
That's a really good split, and this is a real opportunity.
Oh, I'm just going to delete. You know what? Can't do that, can I? I'd kill... Well, I wouldn't kill myself, but... I wouldn't kill myself over a game. I wouldn't kill myself over anything. That's just outrageous, but... I'd be really annoyed if I then lost the frame for that. I wouldn't kill myself. I might kill the virtual Ronnie O'Sullivan on this game. I'd definitely kill the virtual Rhys Clark.
He's taking it on to the left corner.
Then again, I wouldn't be able to because I'd get him confused with Jamie Clark. Maybe I should do Jamie Clark versus Rhys Clark. Tell you what, if I ever do a career mode again, I'll do it as Jamie Clark. I'm actually thinking after this career mode, I'm thinking of playing this tournament as players who I feel should have won the World Championship but haven't done. So I'm gonna like do a World Championship, just a World Championship again as that player. So I'm thinking of doing obviously Jimmy White. Obviously that's like no question it. You have to do as Jimmy. I feel Matthew Stevens you could do it as. I feel you could have a strong case for Barry Hawkins. Who else?
Rhys Clark, 1.
Mark Allen perhaps. It was a silly little risky plan, I don't really care. I'm not going to lose the match, am I? Come on. I mean, if I do lose the match, then fair play to Rhys. But, yeah. I'm not going to kill myself over it. I mean, I'm not going to even lose no sleep. Well, I probably might lose a little bit of sleep, but, you know. As the saying goes, I ain't going to lose no sleep over that. It's only a video game. I thought my controller had DC'd. It felt a bit weird.
Playing this with plenty of power.
Funky Stadium. Why is it DCing? Is it my batteries? Or is it the fact that I'm bashing it against a pair of drums? I'm not bashing it against the drums. Let me just have a look at this. Now, my batteries are fine. Do you want to have a look? No. You probably do not, so I won't make you endure it. Boring electricity. I'll go for this because you never know. It might go in.
And he's missed that.
You know, Ronnie O'Sullivan, I'd say he's actually still quite good. You know.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
He's actually still quite good for his age. I mean, he's 45. But if you want to know who's really shocking, Mark Williams. He's actually still quite good as well. He's 46. You know, don't know if you've heard Rob Walker's introduction. He walks on when Mark Williams' intro. Mark Williams' intro. So you know Mark Williams when he's getting introduced to the stage, and Rob Walker does his intro. He goes, "He's actually still quite good." I mean, isn't that a little bit offensive? I mean, you're just saying that he can't play snooker because he.
Rhys Clark,
I mean,
40.
I know he looks like he's 80, but he's only 46. Yeah, no, I mean, you might think, well, Ronnie O'Sullivan's 45, he can't be like that. He can't be just 1 year older than Ronnie. Well, John Higgins is 45 as well. He looks like he's still about 60 or 70. So. I think Stuart Bingham, he's older than both. He's older than all that lot, and he still looks. And Stuart Bingham, I think, is nearly 50,
Tricky shot coming up.
and he's younger than all that lot. Did I even go for the black? I was supposed to go for the black. And I'll tell you what, I might have gone for it. I doubt it though. Let me just get my phone out. Yeah, that's curtains.
Frame conceded.
I need a snooker. Right, yeah, let me just...
Well played to take that frame.
Is it my break? Yeah, let me do the break off then.
Thank you, the 7th frame.
Taking tips off Chin Chinny for God knows what reason. I'll do my own break off. Right, let's type in Stuart Bingham's age. Stuart Bingham. Stuart Bingham is... Oh, he's 45 as well. Stuart Bingham's 45, yes, at least he looks 45, maybe, yeah, at least Stuart Bingham looks 45, maybe 50, but, man, the other guys look like they're 70 years old, that Higgins and Williams. And they may have been playing snooker since they were, like, 5 years old. Don't give them the right to look like they're from the, don't give them the right to look like William the Conqueror would if he was still alive. I'm joking. It's just funny that they look so old. It's just funny that they look so old, and then you see their age is only 45. I'm not trying to be offensive or anything. I'm just being silly. Sorry to any of their fans. Sorry to them if they're watching. I highly doubt you are. Please, I'm a big snooker fan. You're both great snooker players, you know. I mean, Williams, well done. You've won 3 titles. Higgins, well done. You won 4. You know, at the time of filming, sorry, I can't predict any future titles. Although Higgins, you might get to the final next year, but I don't think you'll win it because you've had 3 good chances, mate. I mean, and you've disappointed me 3 years in a row. Then Ronnie gets to the final, and I actually get it's actually nice to see my player win in a world final for a change. Like 3 years of hurt in a world final of my player not winning. In fact, 4 years as well because Ding didn't win. In 2016, I mean, I wasn't supporting Selby. Not over Ding. I might have supported him against maybe Trump or someone like that, but I'm definitely not a Selby fan. I'm definitely not a Judd fan. I'm so glad it wasn't Selby and Judd in the final this year. If it was Selby and Judd, I just wouldn't have cared who won. Like, I just would have rather sat there and watched bloody, I don't know, Country File, which I haven't even watched. Which is like an old people's programme, isn't it? Probably, or it might as well be. Again, not to offend any old people, you know, I probably have.
I can't see any problems.
Just taking tips off Judd Trump. He's offended a lot of old people. What?
He's gone in off. That'll be frustrating.
Outrageous.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Out.
Rhys Clark.
Outrageous. What the fudge?
6.
He's got an opening chance. He's got a chance, man. Where are these pots? Just because he won a frame, he thinks he's the boss. He thinks he's bloody Stephen Entry
13.
or Steve Davis or bloody whatever. He thinks he's Alex Higgins.
20.
I'll tell you what, I'm no Jimmy White, so you can stick your Stephen Hendry attitude in the dustbin. If you want me to be polite about the whole thing.
Clark, 20.
Little git, you're taking off the Reds. I can't make a century now. Not even if I asked for a free bloody ball. Shall I just get over? Shall I just trip over the line? I don't think you want to see me fly over it anyway. So, funky in the stadium. You know, imagine I won 6-2. I think it'd be disappointing. I wouldn't care. I mean, as long as I win. I don't care if I win 6-5. As long as I win. If I lose, I'll be disappointed. I'll walk out with shame. Won't I? Yes. Ah, the noob missed. The noob. The prophecy. Beam! Shock dodge.
1. 8.
Captain Goodspeed, my legend. Captain Goodspeed's my virtual snooker hero.
Half a chance here.
You know how you have like snooker heroes? Like mine's my favourite, like your favourite player, Ronnie O'Sullivan. My virtual snooker hero is Captain Goodspeed. Like everybody likes Captain, don't they? Like even maybe Lee-Mac might like him. Well, Lee-Mac clearly hates him, otherwise you wouldn't have beaten him. If you like somebody, you don't beat him at snooker. Because Stephen Hendry claimed in the Gods of Snooker programme that he likes Jimmy, that he was a fan of him, that he was his hero. Well, if you liked him that much, don't bully him. I mean, I wouldn't. If I were Jimmy, I'd hate Hendry. Put it that way. I mean, he's done nothing wrong, but he's ruined. He's done nothing wrong other than the fact that he's ruined another man's career. I'd say that's morally wrong to win so many world titles. Again, I mean, if it'd be alright if it was against different players. I mean, look at Ronnie. He's gone around loads of different players. I mean, he beat Carter, he's beaten Hawkins, he's beaten Kyron, and he's won 6 titles. That's 3 different players at least. Whereas look at bloody Stephen Hendry. I bet he's probably beaten 3 players, just to say the same thing, but who's he beaten? He's beaten Jimmy like 7,000 times. He's beaten Jimmy 4 times, I think. Who else has he beat? He's beaten that Bond player, Ebden, and bloody Mark Williams. I mean, Bond can't play snooker, come on. Bond looks like he's 70 years old as well, and he ain't even that old. I don't mean to be offensive to any man of age, but you know, it's a bit disappointing for the sport. You're making snooker look like an old people's sport. I mean, how would Judd Trump react to that? I mean, you need some more young talent. I mean, there isn't enough young talent. You're not giving them enough chances. It's unfair. It's bullying to the young players. Although really, Judd, it's a joke. It's silly. I mean, how can you complain about that? If they're not good enough, they're not good enough. If they're good enough, they'll come through. There are good players. There's the likes of Yambing Tao. There's the likes of potentially. Look at Pang Jung Siu. I mean, Pang Jung Siu this season. He's won Rookie of the Year. He's got really far through tournaments. There's Louis Heathcote. He's not doing too badly on tour, I don't think. Who else is there? Well, there's Jamie Jones, but he's more like returning to the tour. But look what he's done in his first season on return. He's come all the way up to 55th, I think. I mean, that's fantastic. What a player.
He just needs this red.
I think I'm the only person who actually takes an interest in Jamie. I don't think anyone else cares.
No return in this match.
Oh, right, I'm through him into the International Championship. Woohoo!
Aiming for the right centre here. Beautifully done. 50.
Now I'm on a roll. Now I could make it. Now, I'll tell you what, I'll actually jet this shot right. Jet this shot right? Oh, right. I don't need to get the shot right. The bloody yellow's not on his spot.
51.
You know, maybe I should knock the yellow off its spot more often.
This is no gimme.
Isn't it, Neil? Well, I was going to say, I know I can't make a century, but I'd like to clear up.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 51.
51, I thought it was. It could have been 84 then, but I've taken that pink, because that would have been 57, then plus 27, 54. Stats. I had 7 out of 11 frames. How appalling, I didn't win 6-0. I had a high break of 93. I got 491 points, meaning that he got 172 points. So we're through. We're a qualifier, like every other man in the tournament. Yeah. Good to be back, you know. What does Sullivan play? I was about to say, what? Am I the champion? Oh, well, by the way, Judd Trump did win the... he went on to win that tournament, the China Championship. Although, who cares? He's invincible in this game. Anyway, Ronnie O'Sullivan qualified for the World Snooker International Championship. Oppo International Championship. The full tournament starts on October the 27th in 2019. Well, I'm sorry, guys, we missed it. Because that was quite some time ago. That was more like years ago. Well, it's now 24th of May 2021. So yeah, that's some time. But yeah. So we've qualified also for the European Masters at some time. I can't remember when we did that. Let's just have a little look how long exactly the qualifiers for the European Masters were. Bloody hell, they were ages away. That was before our success at the Shanghai Masters, our run to the last 16 at the Paul Hunter Classic, before the China Championship qualifiers. That was just shortly after the World Open, man. That was absolutely ages ago. Yeah. To speak in a funny little accent. Yeah. Let's see who we got in the first round at the European Masters. We've got... Oh, what a match. We've got the Viking. We've got Kurt Mafflin. What a match that really is. I mean, Kurt Mafflin, man. You cannot knock him for that run to the quarterfinals last year at the World Championship. I mean, this year was a shock exit. I mean, it wasn't a shock exit. Perhaps it was a close match. I mean, it was any man's to win. You probably would put Selby favourite, but man, I didn't think he'd lose 10-1. And it was just disappointing, that one. And that was probably Selby versus Mafflin. I mean, I think everybody looked at that match and thought that was probably the best match in the round. It was the most distant one. I mean, the bestest matches of the round, I thought, ended up being really distant. Maguire and Jones was really distant. That should have been close. And which other one was close? Oh, sorry, Allen versus Liu Haoshan. Liu Haoshan, I was shocked how he didn't even get more than 2 frames. I mean, he played really good in his last qualifying match. I think he made a good few centuries against Chang Bingyu. And Chang didn't play too badly either. But I did expect Liu to beat Chang. I mean, Chang is pretty inexperienced, if you put it that way. He's only, I think it's his first season, but yeah, Liu was a shocker. I mean, considering how Allen played against Selby, you wouldn't have thought he'd just thrashed somebody as good as Liu. I mean, Liu, I'm not being sarcastic, Liu's a decent player. Anyway, enough on that. So we got a best of 7 frames. What? A best of 7 frames? I thought it was best of 9 at the European Masters. That's a joke. That's a joke. But, okay. So it's best of 7 frames. The event earnings, $3,000. Okay, well, that's decent. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Please subscribe, like. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.